Hi everyone, it's Anna here. I've got a scrapbook layout to share with you today, and I'm using the April add-on kit from Studio Calico to create this layout. And I've already got my photo down to approximately, I think it's about 4.5 by 4.5 inches, and I'm adding a little doily to create a little background to my photo, and I just had to cut these beautiful flowers from that Carta paper. Absolutely gorgeous flowers. So I'm just fussing cutting those, and I'm just picking those so I can add them around my photo to somewhat frame it in. And I'm not necessarily cutting everything out in detail, just the stuff that I want from each and every flower. Like, I'm not cutting out those little yellow stems that are there next to the pink flowers, because I won't be needing those. And when I finished cutting, I used my basic grey files to get the edges a little bit softer, because sometimes when I use scissors they can get a bit, I don't know, rigid, something like that. It just makes them a bit more manageable, in my opinion. And then when I had cut this out and soften those to my liking, I decided to add a touch of distress ink to the edges, just to help them stand out a little bit, and then also to minimize the white core of the paper. And then I used that same ink to ink the edges of that large piece of pattern paper that I had already cut. And then I'm also adding it to the edges of the doily, just to make everything fit together. It's just a light touch of ink, not too bold or anything, just a little bit. And now I have the white cardstock as a base for my layouts, and I am using two kinds of glimmer mists. One is by Tattered Angels, and it's a greenish kind of color. And then I'm using a gold mist from Heidi Swapp. I'm just deciding where these look best. And then I'm using paper towel to remove the excess, so I don't smudge it too much, because I don't like waiting. Now I'm just sticking down the large piece of pattern paper. Love the colours in this one. Loads of tiny little flowers and precious colours. And then, just to make sure that everything looks like it's in unison, I am using the mist to add a bit of it to the pattern paper, so it isn't as lonely, because glimmer misting makes everything better. And now I'm just using a foam tape to glue my photo down. And this is not the large 3M foam roll. This one is photo safe. It's a smaller one, and I use that if I'm putting it straight to a photo, just to make sure that everything will be all right. And then I'm just making sure that the doily is peeking out from all sides of the photo. And now I'm just fiddling about where these flowers should be. So I tuck them underneath the paper, and apparently I glued it quite securely, so that's not going to be happening. So I just used them to frame the photo itself, and I'm just fiddling about seeing what works and what doesn't. Then I'm just sticking the photo down, and then I just have to make a decision. Where do I want the flowers to be? And I'm just using the soft end of the files to create a bit of movement in my flowers. You could of course use a pencil or a pen, anything round and small really, and just making them look a little bit, not lifelike, but adding a bit more dimension to them, so that they have more, I guess, oomph to them really. And again, just trying to figure out where to place these pretty flowers, and then just deciding to go ahead and stick them down and tweak them if I want to add or lessen something. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not covering anything important with the photos, like phases. That would be a bit weird. So I'm just trying to figure this out, fiddling about and getting it done. And what I like about fussy cutting stuff out of pattern paper is that it will match everything that you're doing, and by using a foam tape and regular ones, you can add a lot of dimension and movement to your layout really, without having to buy anything extra. It is great to get a better use out of our pattern papers, because I know that I have a little mountain of it that I need to use. Now this thing is getting to a its final version. And that means I need to start working on my title. So these thickers have like a craft tone to them, and a bit of tiny gold dots as well. I really like these letters. I like the size, and that little bit gold just adds so much. Tiny dots, but they do ever so much. So now that I've stuck down my title, it says Girls' Night, and I just had to add more colour and a wee bit of shine. So I'm adding my using a couple of my Nuvo drops here and there, and the blue one is a sparkly one with glitter, and the green one is has got a pearly kind of shine to it. I just love these drops. They are so fun to work with. Gorgeous colours, and they keep their shape, which I absolutely love. And they don't take too much time drying, at least not where I live. And I just can't get enough of these. I think I need every single colour. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. And that leaves my layer to be almost done. I'm just adding the third colour, which is a Nuvo drop 2, and this one dries almost clearly. It has a kind of a hint or a tint of colour, and this one is quite a subtly peachy pink kind of, and it just matches those flowers so well that I just had to use it there as well. And then it's just all done. Quick layout using the Studio Calico add-on. And thanks so much for watching.